Okay, well, welcome back to another episode of the Happy Clients podcast. It's just Katie and I today chatting all about what we do as fractional account managers and how we do it in less than 20 hours a week. So in this episode, we really want to dive into what we do as fractional account managers, what it looks like for us to work inside of an agency. What do we even get done in 10 to 20 hours a week? Is that enough time? And of course, what are the benefits for your agency to have an account manager, especially a fractional one? So let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to the Happy Clients podcast, brought to you by Dot & Company. Whether you're a virtual assistant, an agency owner, or a client-facing account manager, we all deal with clients. Lucky for you, client management is what we do best. Now, let's dig in, chat cam life, and have some fun along the way. Cheers to Happy Clients.
I really love this topic because I think I even chat about it like when I'm hiring new cams about how to really present yourself as a full-time team member at a fraction of the sort of time. So I think it starts with our cams from the early stages, but I can imagine agency owners just love seeing that pop up too. Oh, fraction. I don't need to hire a full-time team member, fractional hours, but maximum efficiency. It's really kind of a really awesome equation for our agency owners.
Mm-hmm. And let's kind of take a few steps back, 3 years plus back, and talk about why we do fractional. Because when it was just me starting and just chatting with agency owners, they were all in this very similar position, whether they were small agencies or big agencies. And it was like the chicken or the egg is how we explain it. It's they need to get out of the day-to-day communication so that their agency can grow, but they need an account manager to do that, but they don't necessarily want to hire a full-time account manager before they've grown their business, cash flow wise, risk wise. So when I started, I just kind of said, I can do it in a fraction amount of the time because I am a marketer. I get it. But we quickly realized once Katie and I started rolling that this is really something that every agency needs, whether you're big or small, because if you can get someone who's really experienced for a fraction of the cost, a fraction of the time, well, that's just super efficient. You can grow your business. So kind of in a nutshell, that's why we started. And that's why we have grown to be, the size that we are.
Don't get us wrong. The full-time person comes in handy and necessary a lot of the time, but we're working with agency owners that are very new and looking for that next step, that chicken or the egg. They need happy clients to continue thriving and then to grow, but they don't really have time to do all the things. So they can't really hire somebody full-time because they don't maybe have all of the right tools, all of the right, bandwidth to do the hiring, the interviewing, the training. So it's a really great spot to be in for sure. And agency owners definitely have this on their radar, and the window was open. We just hopped right in.
So maybe let's paint the picture of what it looks like for us to work inside of agencies, because I know a lot of agencies kind of ask that question. Okay, what does that even look like? How do clients know that this account manager works at my agency? So we fully white label as account managers inside of your agency. How this kind of looks to your clients is agency XYZ, it's Taylor at agencyxyz.com or Katie at agencyxyz. To your clients, they know absolutely nothing about Dot & Company.
Exactly. So that's something that is so important for agency owners too. Like they're presenting this full-time, dedicated person to really making that customer feel really supported. So when they're talking to clients and nurturing those relationships, this person is all in. They work for the agency. They're, a full-time team member. That's definitely how they appear. And then for the client account manager to even be able to present that way is really special and really speaks to the relationship piece of this whole thing, right? To keep those relationships going strong in a fraction of the time kind of just speaks to the special people that our client account managers are.
Yeah. And a lot of agencies ask, okay, so if they're a fractional account manager for 15 hours a week, let's call it, are they only working Monday to Wednesday? Are they only working 9 to 11? That's not going to work for my clients and not going to work for me. So the answer is no. How we present ourselves is that we're working your general time zone. So if you're like a 9 to 5 Eastern, we're going to match somebody on our team to be in that general time zone because we want our account managers to be pulsing in and out throughout the day. So it might be 10 minutes here, an hour there, and 30 minutes later, because we understand that's how agency life works. It's not like it's, fractional in the sense where it's only a couple days, because we know that that wouldn't work.
Yeah, when agency owners ask us that question, like, no, we totally understand that you can't answer all the client questions in a 2-hour window when the client might be in a completely different time zone, right? So the mission of a client account manager is to have that time management, account management piece where you are pulsing back and forth, like you said, Taylor, and able to be in every agency regularly so that clients are being supported in a quick turnaround, whatever they need, kind of you're there for it, getting the right answers from your team members as well. And that's, of course, what keeps them happy and what keeps them feeling really special. So that sort of pulsing in and out is key. It's not a chunk of time. We fully understand that doesn't really work for agencies or clients.
Taking a quick pause on today's episode to talk to you about the beginning of a referral-worthy client experience. I want to introduce you to our complete onboarding package for digital marketing agencies. So this isn't your first rodeo. You know the client experience can make or break a project. Forget the blood, sweat, and tears that you and your team have poured into a project. If the client doesn't feel as important as their project, you won't land those referrals your business is banking on. But who has the time to baby their clients and promise them the results? The good news is onboarding your clients is the beginning of that referral-worthy client experience and your secret to repeat clients. And in the complete onboarding package, we're showing you how to onboard your clients like professional client account managers. That's us. So what is the complete onboarding package? It is everything you need to know about onboarding. As dedicated client account managers for some of the world's most successful digital marketing agencies, we've onboarded more clients than we can count. We've tried and tested and retested our process to get it perfect. And that is now this complete onboarding package. From the sales call to the launch, the complete onboarding package shows you how we onboarded clients into digital marketing agencies step by step, including the exact tools and templates we use with real clients. You'll get a 24 step-by-step guide, 22 in-depth video tutorials, and more than 18 tools and templates, so you can take action right away, swipe, and implement right into your agency. So if you are an agency, make sure you head over to clientaccountmanager.com/onboarding to get your hands on the complete onboarding package. Another question that we get a lot is, what are you even doing in, let's say, 15 hours a week? And is that enough time? Because a lot of agencies do have a whole slew of clients and they can't imagine not having a full-time team member. So high level scope, we're doing project management, we're talking to clients, we're answering client questions, we're sending them updates, we're onboarding them, we're building processes. And yes, that can happen in 15 hours a week. The number of clients depends on your agency. We've recorded another episode that we'll link below that will give you full insight into how many clients that could be. But yeah, so recently actually asked all of our team members, and right now we have a team of 30, and we asked all of us, okay, in the run of a week, how much of your time is spent on account management versus admin? And every job has admin. We understood that it would be, a portion of it, but our account managers are spending 80% of their time on actual account management. So they're talking to clients, they're building relationships, they're building SOPs. And then like 20% is admin, of course, sending emails, that kind of thing. But really 80% of their time as an average is spent on really deep account management roles. And so when we're meeting with agency owners, if we said, okay, if you had 10 to 12 hours a week of account management that you weren't doing, what would that do to your business? Because that's probably not being done right now. So you need to think of this as more of like an investment in something that probably isn't being done very well right now. Mm-hmm. And then what could that do for your business once you had an account manager in place?
Like all the time, agency owners are coming to us and saying things like, it takes me 3 hours to write an email, or I spiral out of control and, start being super personal in my responses, and a paragraph turns into like a novel. Agency owners definitely have a craft that they're very good at. Usually if they're coming to us, if they're in our pipeline, it's not client account management. So, what might take you 3 hours to write an email and make sure it sounds right and make sure the tone is there and you're getting across what you need to say. We could probably do that in a fraction of the time, but like minutes. So, and if we don't have the answer, we actually have this awesome team of client account managers, which you just said, Taylor, like 30 plus, can't believe that, and growing. And these people are working in agencies. They have a pulse on all the different happenings and they're there to help. They have a template for it. Emma definitely has a template for it. They have an answer. Prior to Dot, agency owners can kind of go down this rabbit hole of communication and account management. And just because it's not their sweet spot, it just takes way longer. So those 10 to 20 hours a week for a client account manager is super efficient. We know what we're doing. We have a support team behind us. And those are really, really beneficial and useful hours inside the agency rather than 50 hours of, I don't know what to say or what to do or how to have this meeting and, just not kind of living in that space all the time. It's kind of a really efficient 10 to 20 hours when we are under that bandwidth for sure.
Mm-hmm. And the last question that we get from agency owners are, what are the benefits of outsourcing client account management to somebody fractional versus hiring in-house? And so there's some key differences that we look at, and it totally comes down to where your business is at, where you're going, what your goals are. But really between the base salary and different types of bonuses, compensation can get a little bit confusing as well when you're hiring somebody full-time. So instead of always defaulting to needing somebody full-time in-house, if you're thinking about full-time salaries and bonuses and things like that, start to think about what works for you and your business where you're at. So we come in when agencies are in this growth mode. They understand they need help. They understand they need account managers, but they don't necessarily need somebody on payroll for sometimes a 6-figure salary or whatever that looks like. So we come in, we're dedicated account managers, we're fraction, and they get just as good of an amazing account manager in a fraction of the time, which is a really great option. But something to also consider, if you are a big agency, you have tons of clients and you're in hyper growth mode, full-time is a great option as well. And Katie and I have filmed another podcast episode that we can drop below as well for you to listen to give you a little bit more insight. But those are kind of high level, some of the benefits of fractional versus full-time.
Mm-hmm. Totally. And I'm just going to add that it's not that the resources or the work we're doing doesn't fit into like a full-time sort of role, right? Like they definitely do. And that efficiency carries through. And, we do have all the options for somebody. Like if you have somebody in-house that you love and adore and know that they can go through the Dot training and really sort of absorb it and become a really awesome client account manager, like that's the golden star, that's the ticket. But usually agency owners are coming to us and just like on the cusp of that next step and really can benefit from some immediate support. And that's what client account managers deliver. We've done this a million times. We're going to go in, we're going to learn your agency, we're going to build that relationship and like eventually just become that irreplaceable piece inside your agency while you're off having sales calls and networking and attending all those kind of really crucial parts of growing your business. The client account manager does have it sort of on lock and in a really efficient amount of time, which is pretty cool.
So if you are curious about hiring somebody fractional, you know where to find us over @andcompany.co. Happy to have a conversation, see if we are a perfect fit for you. And also, if not, we have tons of different resources that you can get your hands on. So definitely check out all the links below. And thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Happy Clients Podcast.
Cheers.
Cheers to happy clients.